perfect. JRL versus the 6-1 bracket winner cuts.
Yep, we got a rain team,
Uh,
Vascular Legion F from JRL. Both have Goldengo, both have Torn, both have hands.
the giraffe is kind of useless in this matchup.
Yeah, it definitely looks to just be anti-trick room.
Well, it's also just anti-priority, but there's not much priority here.
There, now it's a little larger of a screen. Yeah. The only priority that is really good for JRL in this matchup is like taunt. Like that's the only one that's really gonna be clicked into the opposing team. Maybe like a fake out every now and then from Rillaboom. Suppose it could be Assault Vest Iron Hands just as like a defensive backbone. Actually, now that I say that, it makes a lot more sense. But even then, there's 2 immunities, maybe 3 if there's Covert Cloak on the Tornadus. Potentially a Terra Ghost out of the Chiyu as well. Like, really nothing cares about getting faked out. I imagine both parties probably need to maintain tailwind advantage for to win the set.
Yeah. No tailwind on lead.
Which makes sense, really.
The Goldengos are kind of threatening each other, but this Iron Hand is in a very good spot right now.
Yeah.
But Rilla does, maybe Rilla just fakes out, but then it doesn't really want to take a Make It Rain.
I'm kind of suspicious of JRL's being specs. I think it fits a little better on the composition than Nasty Plot.
Yeah, I mean,
However,
Z's
with
could just be
Rillaboom, it could
specs as
also be.
well.
Yeah, Z's also looks a lot like specs. Not a ton of support, and with Chiyu, you really just want to be shooting off big damage.
Yeah. But really, it's Godengo. Any Godengo you can see could be any of Specs, Nasty Plot, or Scarf, no matter the team.
Okay, so
So
no specs potential. Probably
most
more than
likely
likely not
is
specs from JRL.
Nasty Plot.
Um,
That would be fire if it was.
yeah, I debated running that at NAIC over Nasty Plot because I was
Uh,
Trick Scarf.
that was a weird fake out, I think, from Z. I feel like the Iron Hands is pretty free to just click a attack and move there.
Yeah, it could also just be covering for like raw Woodhammer predicting a Terra Water or something and just denying damage and even a pivot with U-turn if you're
I
bringing in
mean,
the Chiyu.
Jero's brought in hands, which is a very good switch out from him. Now it threatens the Chiyu that got switched in.
And because the Goldengo click protect, it's more than likely Terra Water, so we might see a Terra from the Goldengo or it just switches right to Pelipper, but either one
Yeah,
is
I mean,
covered pretty well by a wild charge from Z.
yeah, I mean,
Iron Hands
I
does
don't think
threaten
you
fake
care
out,
to.
but
Yeah, I don't think you care to tear the Goldengo here. The Chiyu doesn't really want to risk getting drain punched.
yeah, but I'm thinking that the Chiyu is gonna either switch out or Terra Ghost here.
Yeah, they run so
You
many
could
different tears,
also
don't they?
switch the Frigoraph in, but not likely.
Yeah,
Pelipper does
there's a
come
switch
in.
out.
Fake out goes into the Iron Hands.
Players playing super safe right now.
Z's did reveal faster there based on the grassy terrain recovery.
Or
More
speed
than
tie.
technically, yeah, technically could be a speed type, but you know,
Yeah. Okay, now once again Z is in the more favored position.
hmm
But not really. I mean,
yeah, it's not
if it's
super
AV
favored.
hands, the Flutter can just get heavy slammed.
Yeah, and if it's Sash Pelipper that even if
I
it's
still don't
not
think the
Sash, you just switch
Pelipper,
into potentially a Goldengo or the Rillaboom.
yeah, double switch is
Iron Hands
interesting.
switches out. Interesting. I guess no heavy slam or just didn't want to burn Terra.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the double killed from Moonblast plus close combat.
Maybe.
Because yeah, otherwise, if that's the case, then you would have to burn Terra to get the kill on the Flutter. But the
Hmm.
Flutter is very threatening to this team. It could have been worth.
Yeah.
Like, 2 ghost types and nothing's taken. No ghost resist at all.
Yeah, there is no ghost resist on JRL's team. It does just go right for the wood hammer here, and there's the nasty plot.
Into the wild charge. I mean, this was a great turn for JRL. I don't really agree with switching to the draft. I mean, Fake Out was not getting clicked there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was wood hammer into that slot or the others or the iron hand slot always.
Like, Chiyu seemed like a better switcher just so you could apply pressure onto the gold angle.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how Z maneuvers around the nasty plot, which is very threatening right now, especially with a wood hammer
Yeah,
gorilla right
and
beside it.
if the same
Like
roll
there,
comes out from the wild charge, you won't even kill the Goldango thanks to the grassy terrain.
I mean, it's looking like JRL just claims one.
Yeah,
Maybe the draft can like protect into Chiyu, but then Chiyu's taking a lot of damage. I don't know if that's worth.
yeah,
U-turn. I feel like you should have just wood hammered.
yeah. I think that unless it's Shadow Ball, that Iron Hands might just take this Mega Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, even a crit,
Even with
wow.
the crit. But now it dies
But
to
it's
recoil
close
off the wild
combat.
charge. It did not.
Close combat
Still
did
a good position for
57 to the
JRL.
Tornadus. That's insane. Probably
Yeah.
no bulk on the Torn.
You, JRL doesn't really want this Torn to die, which makes this a little awkward.
Yeah. Especially if there's no bulk, like Heatwave might pick up a kill.
I'm not too sure.
Depends on the item of the Chiyu, I think. Regardless, Dark Pulse kind of claims one. I think Iron Hands is still at full, so technically doesn't just claim one, but not
Yeah.
exactly safe to switch in
Iron
because
Hands will
either
take
slot could be
0.
targeted here. If I'm Z, I think I'm Dark Pulsing the Torn here. I don't think the
If you can pick
Goldango's.
off the Torn kill, I think you have to pick off a Torn kill to even have a shot. Because if JRL just has Tailwind in the back, then the Basque Legion's looking incredibly dangerous now.
Yeah.
Depending on the set, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I also just realized I forgot to link the stream, so we've been talking to
I did.
nobody. Oh.
I linked it.
That works. Um, another
Oh,
crit. Mega
another
Rain.
crit.
Snarl.
Snarl.
Wow.
I
Nearly picks up
mean,
the kill on the Goldango as well.
it's now winnable for Z. If they
Yeah,
can
they
survive
they
the
um
Tailwind. They do have to survive Tailwind, though.
I think they should be able to bring in their own Torn here and trade Tailwinds, no? Unless the Iron Hands comes
Uh,
in.
yeah.
But even then I think you're fine to just bring in your Torn, match Tailwind, and try and pick off that slot there.
Yeah.
Basque Legion probably Terras now, but even still, I think you're getting that chip off. And
Very early for Basque Legion come in. Right now, Wave Crash is doing more than the last respects.
yeah,
So it's not going to be that strong. Like, it's not threatening a KO on the Torn or anything. So this is pretty fine for Z.
yeah.
Um, I don't know about that one.
Might have over predicted there a little bit.
You feel like that was always what JRL was gonna do.
Yeah. Didn't even Terra the Basque.
Definitely a bit of an overpredict from Z,
I think
and that might be costly.
without the Goldango crit for the turn before, I think if you just Tailwind Snarl, you probably live the wave crash, but I think the crit just put it in range even if it was just neutral.
I mean, even if you do Tailwind and the Basque Legion kills the Chiyu, I think it's not the end of the world. But
That's
yeah,
true.
if you're into Bleak Wind,
Still no
this
Tailwind.
was a oh the double misses, brutal.
Oy.
I think this is a pretty fine position without miss.
Yeah, I think
Assuming well it's not Cloak Tornadus, so there's Fake Out does pressure it actually, and it can't Terra Ghost. As I said earlier, though, the Flutter is super threatening against this team.
yeah.
But there's still a full health Iron Hands, so. And Terra has not been burned by JRL.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if the Bleak Windstorm hit both, you were in a pretty good spot.
I mean, this Godango kind of needs to switch out. Z has taken full advantage of it
Yeah.
and the drops. So there you go, their tailwind is out.
It's more than likely just Aqua Jet though now, right?
Uh, well, you could Sunny Day now if you're Z.
Does it live? I think it's adaptability, not Swiss Swim. Just based on
In
the wave
Sun, I
crash
mean,
damage.
it would depend on bulk. I
Yeah.
assume it would live in Aqua Jet and Sun.
Yeah, I might be overestimating the Basque Legion just based on the Basque Legion mail calcs. From how many weeks ago was it since that was banned?
But
Oh,
we
no
don't
Sunny
see a
Day.
Sunny Day.
Oh, it's
Oh,
faster.
it's Scarf.
Yeah.
Oh no, so it was probably just was Swift Swim or Scarf, one of the two.
I'm pretty sure it was Scarf because the wave crash in Sun did 42 at neutral to the
Yeah,
Chiyu.
I think Swift Swim Basque is kind of throw in, and the switch out, yeah, means it's probably Scarf.
Only 35.
This game is as good as over.
Does get the double protect and a
It,
crit. Chance.
it really
Chance.
doesn't matter though.
You never know. There's always a chance.
Especially if this is choice locked into Shadow Ball.
Yeah, that could do huge damage. I think Z kind of has to tailwind
I
now,
mean, everything is chipped now. Yes, you do have to tailwind.
because otherwise you just get Aqua Jet by Bascu after, and then it just switches out to get back into Last Respects or Wave Crash.
But the grass has disappeared, so maybe the Torn lives. I don't think it does, though.
I think it lives a Woodhammer here.
Well, it doesn't go for it, so there's the tailwind. All of a sudden, we did talk about the lack of ghost resist and how Torn would
Yeah.
be super important to keep alive.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a winning route now for Z, I think.
Basket comes in, that's interesting.
Single target Bleakwind might pick up the Goldengo if it's offensive. Oh, Terra Steel though.
Oh, right. I forgot Terra wasn't blown. That'll do it.
And it's faster in Sun. Oh my, or in Tailwind. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the Bleak Wind did not pick off the Goldengo either.
Well, it wasn't single
So there,
target.
it was brought close, but
Yeah, Scarf Bascu and a little bit of luck really cleaned up. Holy smokes. That's crazy.
Basque does it again.
Yeah, I think that's some pretty sufficient evidence to maybe have this Mon removed in the
Well,
future.
the Ghost Resist got killed first. Or the Ghost Immune he got killed first.
Even still,
I think
there was still a
the
Ghost
biggest problem
Resist.
was just the waste of Terra and maybe could have played more aggressive at the start. It was very passive first few turns from both players. But then they almost brought it back because JRL just kept spamming Make It Rain that wasn't threatening, and Z
Hmm.
took advantage of that. It just wasn't enough at that point.
Yeah, even still, if a little bit more luck went Z's way, I think that there was a very good chance of winning. Um, Even like maybe getting the speed drop on the Bascu and just getting a higher roll with Shadow Ball could have changed the game completely. The double miss earlier in the game, keeping Rillaboom alive longer, and the Goldengo as well.
Yeah, game two is up.
Yeah, and we see the Bascu from the other
More
side,
torn from Z.
and looks like Z's Goodra team from JRL.
We've seen a lot of Iron Defense sweepers recently.
Yes, I
I mean,
myself.
they're very good in this meta.
They are, yeah. There's it's kind of surprising how for such an offensive meta, in my opinion at least,
I
that
mean,
the Iron Defense Super is that strong. I suppose a lot of the offensive mons are physical, which helps.
yeah.
And then
And then
with
the
screen
special ones,
supports,
Gudra usually has good resist against too.
yeah. Or like Heavy Slam to just one shot the Flutter Mane.
Yeah.
It is fighting its toughest matchup in a Goldengo though, so
Goldengo and Basque Legion.
yeah, both are very hard to take down for Gudra.
But yeah, Goldengo can just nasty plot or just keep shadow balling away. The
Yeah.
Goldengo does get led. I mean, hands here just threatens fake out.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty free fake out nasty plot. You get a judge speed tiers from the Landorus and the Goldengo, and if it is nasty plot, you just protect on the doubled stomping tantrum, I think.
I mean, technically the Grimstyle could fake out, but they don't really run it. So, yeah, Z
Would it
wasn't
even
really
be
threatened
faster
by that.
than the Iron Hands?
It would have
I
to
don't think people run any
run
speed investment,
speeds.
right?
So we see the nasty plot early.
Yeah. And I suppose if this is Assault Vest Volcanion, there's a pretty good chance as well. -2, potentially -3 Wild Charge probably isn't doing enough to put it in range of Nasty Plot. Um,
Yeah.
Thunder could be a little more threatening for the non-Assault Vest sets, but I think you
So
really
there's
want
no
Shadow Ball
Pelipper
right
to
now. So
auto switch in.
yeah, so you're risking the 30% miss. Maybe a Protect Volt switch or something, or a
I
switch
do
to
think we're probably just gonna see a protect and pivot out. That's the safe play.
yeah,
Or you could see like a Terra and then just throw out a Shadow Ball. But no, we do see protect.
no
The
burn
Gujar
from Heat
does just
Wave,
start
and it does
acid
full switch
armoring.
out.
We probably see Z Terra this turn
Yeah, either slot
with
really.
Chin
If
Pao
it's Terra
coming in.
Water or Terra Ghost on the Chen Pao,
I think it was interesting to go Chin Pao here, but
it forces a lot of damage into the Volcanion. I think it's pretty safe.
yeah. Oh, the Gujar does switch out.
Terra Dark into Sucker Punch. Oh my,
Do
Life
we
Orb
see it
Sucker Punch. Oh
double?
my
Yeah, we
goodness.
do see a double.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
a very good play from Z.
Yeah. Goldengo really
Yeah,
not
because
threatened anymore by anything. Um,
yeah, the
Wander
only
still
thing the
still does have
Gotengo,
Terra available, so they could Terra to a Water type, for example, to dodge the 4 times weakness to Ice Spinner. But
yeah, and this
and
is the problem with Gujar
additionally,
teams.
Fluttermane, if it's fast, does threaten that Shadow Ball into the Goldengo. Could also Terra away from the ghost its own ghost weakness, and gain a fairy resist and as turning into a dark resist turning into a mono fairy type. Rillaboom pretty safe as well. Pushes fake out into Chen Pao, and denies Ice Spinner as well. So you're pretty free to just click Stomping Tantrum now.
I think a double protect from Z is just safe too, or just protect switch out.
Yeah.
The Goldengo is so good against this team. It's the main problem with Gujar teams. While they can be very good, I think they're a bit like matchup fishing. Because as we saw, the Gujar came in and the Goldengo just didn't have to worry about it because it just walls it.
Yeah, I think this team in particular has a lot of resources available to fighting Goldengo. Um, it's still just a very uphill battle you have to play.
So we do see protective and switch out rather than just a double protect. I think double protect would have been better there, but both plays were perfectly fine in the moment. This is just like a hindsight thing.
Yeah, Goldengo pretty threatened now. I imagine we see screens come out from the Grim Snarl,
Yeah.
but it does probably take at least one Stomping Tantrum, and could also be Citrus Berry. I don't think we've seen the item revealed, but
Z
it is
didn't decide to
leftovers.
tear the Goldengo.
Well, they've
Maybe it's
already
Terra
they've
Steel.
already teared the Chen Pao.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
um,
They did indeed do that.
does take 70% from the Stomping Tantrum, 60% from +2 into
That's
the Landorus
fine.
though, which is pretty significant. I think if you're like Icy Wind, you might even be able to put this in range of a +1, or maybe even just Bleak
Well,
Windstorm Shadow Ball might pick off.
just Bleak Wind, yeah. I think does the trick. I mean, we probably see Rilla fake out the Tornadoes, but if it's Covert Cloak, that's not going to mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Though Z was Citrus on the last team, and it is the same nickname.
Yeah, that is true.
So there's a good chance it's just a copy paste set.
It is possible.
I think you have to go for the fake out either way if you're JRL. I also
Even still, I think
don't see how you come back.
yeah, I mean even still, if you even just go for damage with the Goldengo, you're setting up the Bastia Legion for a late game
Yeah,
sweep. Like there's
I
just a
don't
ton of
see
momentum in
JRL
Z's
coming back
side.
from this.
Does
So you
miss the
see
Landorus,
no. Yeah,
which might
that
have
miss
mattered
was huge.
might have mattered on the Goldengo, but Stomping Tantrum comes
Oh,
out. So Goldengo stays alive
um,
for another turn. Possibly Stomping Tantrum to predict the Iron Hand switch in and predicting a protect from the Goldengo.
yeah, but that's just overcook. I think. I mean,
I
this
think
was
they're
always a
just
pretty
trying to
safe
come back
play
from a
from
bad
Z.
position, really.
Yeah,
Just trying to
try
make a
like catch
hard
the
read to
choke.
stay in the game.
Yeah, because Z just makes the right play and just attacks with both.
Yeah,
Because there's really not much that can be done.
completely unpunished even because almost no damage, like a collective 12% into the Tornadus, and then more than 12% recovered from the Goldengo. So does reveal Grassy Seed Fluttermane, which is interesting. Never seen that before. Do see Terra
Terra
Water,
Water. It
but
could probably work. Oh,
might be too little, too
nasty
late.
flood come in.
Calm Mind.
Interesting.
This is a
I
very
don't
interesting
think this
Fluttermane set.
matters, but
No.
if you're if you're Z, you probably want to save Tornadus just in case the Flare gets out of hand.
Yeah, a pretty safe switch in with the Amoonguss right now. Not really
Yeah.
threatened by anything. And
The Flutter is -1 speed from the Bleak Wind, which is very bad for JRL.
yeah,
But yeah, we do see Tornadus
does switch
being
out
saved.
the Goldengo though. Interesting. I guess preserving it for the Scudra late game. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that too.
Wow. Fake out into the ball and puff. Yeah, it's just looking tough.
Landers is at like 12%, right? Yeah, 15. Does just go right for the wild charge for the KO. And Spore into a Sap Sipper, I guess, just predicting a Lander switch in.
Yeah.
Pretty safe there.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Honestly, the Chen Pao might just clean up on its own.
Not as long as there's that Gudra.
Well, I mean, if it has a Sacred Sword, it probably does over 50%.
Yeah. But the Gudra just still 1v1 that. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no ways he can lose this. You just have to, unless you like misclick your Goldengo into a Stomping Tantrum,
Yeah.
then you
Bastia
can
Legion
lose.
hasn't even gained some base power on last respects. It's still at 50 base power.
Yeah.
So it's being forced to click Wave Crash. Just barely missing the KO on the Rillaboom.
Yeah, no, double goes for Scudra. Makes it so whenever Gudra comes in the field, it's just a dead slot.
Yeah.
And there's the Amoonguss too.
Yeah, making it just really, really difficult to make any progress.
Yeah. And Z was very easily able to capitalize on the dead slot that is Gudra.
Yeah. Preserving the 6-0. 24%. Good chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, just see the forfeit. On to game 3.
So it'll be interesting what we see from teams. We might just see tornadoes from both again.
Yeah, we've seen a Basque Legion in both games.
I'd be surprised if we didn't see one in the third.
Yeah, it's won both games as well, so
I mean, not that I needed too much help in this game.
yeah, that is true. A lot of things had to go right for it to win the first game, and this one it was a little bit easier of a matchup.
Yeah, the Godengo just kind of pressed nasty play and won the game.
Yeah,
The Terra Dark from Z to secure the Volcanic KO was very good.
Goldengo Iron Hands currently has a 100%, well, technically outside of mirrors, a 100% win record in this set because it was on
Game
both teams. It was on both teams in
3
game 1.
is up, and we
Hasn't been
do
close yet.
indeed see Torn on both.
Where do you have game 3?
I just clicked on their names. How about you?
Oh, I clicked on Z's name and I only saw one replay. They must have left the other two. We see Sun out of
I,
JRL, and it
I
appears that Z
don't
brought the
like
game 1 team.
I don't like Torkoal Tornadus Sun.
No, I'm just not a fan of Torkoal in general, I think.
Yeah,
Landorus is actually pretty threatening, though. Hits 3 mons with super effective ground, with
it
only
is
1
very
immunity.
threatening. Yeah,
Um, faster than everything besides the Tornadus and the Fluttermane.
it does have to hit too. Though I feel like Great Tusks would have been just better here, but not too sure why it isn't a Great Tusk to be
Scarf
honest.
Great Tusk would have been really good. Anything else I think is just worse overall because you're slower than the Chiyu and
Yeah,
potentially the
I guess.
Goldengo as well. And
I
even
just
then,
don't think the Sandseer
Scarf Tusk
Storm
is
is
just
actually. Lead Tornadus. Should
was
Jiro
Citrus
just
Berry in the
try to kill
first
the
game.
Tornadus? It's definitely still Citrus Berry.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
maybe.
imagine Z just double protects here.
Yeah. It would be cool to change to Cloak to catch that, though. Because Jiro has been bringing a lot of fake out.
Yeah,
But either way, I think your play here for Fujiro is to fake out the Chiyu anyway.
yeah. Although it did Terra Ghost in game 1, very
Yeah.
briefly revealing Terra Ghost. There is a chance of that being clicked again, and I don't think that fake out Shadow Ball into the Chiyu is that safe.
No, you don't fake out Shadow Ball.
If you're Z, I think you just double protect.
I mean, you want this Chiyu as healthy as possible. The matchup it has is very good. Yeah, protect on the Torn, switch to Godengo. And now with Tailwind, make it rain is pretty free.
It gets out some good chip at least, yeah.
Okay, Terra Water.
Citrus Berry, interesting.
Oh, if the Rillaboom killed the Tornadus, Jero would have the speed control advantage the entire game.
Yeah.
That did not end up happening.
Notably, Rillaboom faster than the Goldengo.
Yeah.
this looks very good for JRL, getting the eject button in as well, so he just gets to switch into whatever.
Curious what we see here, because the Torn does still threaten Tailwind. So do we see his own Torn, or does he try to be more offensive with a Chiyu or something? We do just see his own Torn. I mean, I don't know what the Flutter set is. I'm assuming it's choice though.
Yeah, just based on the damage to to two resists, I think that's probably choice specs. 52 to the Torkoal, 33 to the water type Flutter Mane, like that's pretty major damage, all things considered. Um, Personally, I'd like to see a protect out of the Tornadus. Um, Z does still have Terra available. Not
Not
that
a
you
good
really
Terra
have
here
a good
though.
switch in. um,
Yeah, Moonblast is claiming
yeah,
if
I but
you switch out the
I'm
Torn.
saying protect Torn just because uh staggering the speed control could be pretty big in this matchup, I think.
Yeah, you really don't want Torn to go down here if you're Z.
Crits the opposing
Oh,
Tornadus.
the crit. And now Z
Is
is in
slower than the
such a
Fluttermane
good
though.
spot.
Yeah, is slower than the Fluttermane though, even behind Tailwind. Um,
Yeah, but Z takes this because now they get the Torn speed control advantage the entire game.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I still think the play was to just Tailwind and Moonblast the Torn. Because you were risking Bleak Windstorm miss on the Torn anyway. But
Yeah.
the crit was super bad.
All things considered, RNG has been pretty even this set after that crit.
I mean, you can play it. You can hope that, like, Z throws away the Torn. They shouldn't, but you still play for it. And the Flutter still at least threatens stuff with its speed boosting proto.
Yeah, and you still have all kinds of tools available, like for example the Chiyu. um,
Yeah, I don't think it's like
Torn
you
might
press X now.
yeah, Torn might be faster than the
It's
Flutter
definitely
though
dire.
with Tailwind. So it might just drop to a Bleak Windstorm now. Um, but at the same time, I don't think Z wants to throw it away right now.
Yeah, Z should not be throwing it away. I don't even think you risk the Bleak Windstorm.
Does stay in with Torn.
Alright, so it's not a loss yet for Jero. It's still winnable.
Yeah,
It's very tough though. You still have to kill 2 turns of Tailwind. And it's not like these are the bulkiest mons.
Yeah, well, the Rillaboom is pretty bulky. It's just immediately threatened
It's
by
just
this Chi-Yu.
chipped.
Oh, is it chipped? I didn't even see that. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
57, and it's not even Assault Vest, so actually it's not that bulky. Um, Flutter still does threaten with the speed boost. We don't know the speed stats of Z's team. Notably, Goldengo is
Yeah,
actually
but
slower than the Flutter main.
you have to somehow survive these 2 turns of Tailwinds. And if the Chiyu is also choiced along with the Flutter, then only one of these mons can protect in the 2 turns.
Did the Flutter reveal it was choiced?
No, but based on how it's played, it Moonblasted the Goldengo.
That's true.
I could definitely easily calc improve its choice, but I'm just going to guess that's definitely choice.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption.
I don't know, I mean, Chiyu lives in attack.
Yeah. Neither Chi-Yu is having its special defense lowered right now due to how the ability interacts.
So we see the protect on the Lando, but it does get called, yeah.
Does get another Snarl off though.
Yeah, if JRL aggressively called the double on the Chiyu, this was actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not bad. I don't get the Lander switch out. Okay.
This could also just come down to Flutter main speed interactions.
Mm, I don't know how I feel about this, Lando. I assume the Flutter that's Terra Waters would live in overheat. The Lando should live a -1 Moonblast, no problem. Goes for the Chiyu, gets another drop. Oh, it's Earth Power.
Oh my.
Well, that's bad. I think there's actually chances if moves hit. I think
I'm
Fire
not
Blast over Heat Wave and
entirely
Earth Power over
I'm not
Sandstorm Storm
entirely
is
sure
weird.
why Fire Blast was clicked that turn.
I guess it's just no Heat Wave.
I mean, even
I
still,
mean,
like Snarl is just more damage in general, right?
this still feels winnable with crits. As long as the Flutter is faster.
Yeah. It's not
It was
faster.
not. That will be game. If it was faster though, I feel like a crit could have done it.
Did you even need a crit? You just hit the Flutter main and then Earth Power one shots Goldengo.
Yeah. I just mean like in the end game, like I think the hand will probably live in Earth Power. Could be wrong. Lando definitely could have won. It can't win anymore. but it could have without the hacks. But Fire
Even
Blast is also a weird pick.
still, yeah, I'm not. It's like 80% accurate, right? Why the card goes
Definitely a hacksy game though.
85? Yeah,
That JRL probably should have won, but unfortunately, as Pokemon sometimes.
2%. Lost to a 2% miss on the double fire blast miss.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for JRL.
I still think clicking snarl was just in general better. You get more damage
Yeah, but
because
they're also tilted from like the Bleak Wind crit was also very insane. So I understand it. JRL's a great player. I'm sure they have one more game to cut, and I'm sure they can win that.
yeah,
But congrats to Z for top cutting.
yeah. I think I'll
Cool set.